When I began my schooling to become an early childhood educator, my professors decided to make one thing clear to my classmates and I before we began. Both during our orientation and on the first day of classes, they very frankly said something along the lines of, "If you're here because you think children are cute, then you might as well leave." Now, on the surface, these words may seem a little harsh and almost condescending, but the intention was to make us seriously consider our posture of wanting to become educators, and even more so, how our posture could potentially impact the children we would eventually teach. As we've explored the concepts of the image of the child and the competent child, let's take a second to think about what it would mean if we confine children within the view of being cute. How would this impact the child and our interactions with them? It's true that children can be cute at times, but ask anyone who works with or has children of their own, and they'll quickly caution you in the danger of viewing children as cute. Because at the end of the day, they're much more than that, and we need to be prepared to support and nurture the wholeness of their being. It only takes a split second for a child to no longer seem cute to us. It could be a slight movement in the arm, a certain look from their gaze, or even a lack of response to something that we've said or asked. In these moments, our expectations towards the child are often not met. And so, we get frustrated and impatient. Our frustration and impatience makes it nearly impossible for us to view the child as competent, and we often end up seeking to control them and the situation. These instances often result in a power struggle between us and the child. And unfortunately, they happen more often than we would like. Does this sound familiar to you? Have you experienced similar instances that started out as ordinary, but then turned into a whole debacle between you and the child? As intimidating as it was to receive that warning from my professors, I'll always appreciate their honesty in saying it. The thing is, when we think, talk, and interact with children, we can very easily be wooed by their cuteness. With that said, as soon as they no longer seem cute, we resort to the power that we seem to have as adults, and we hide behind it, as if we're preparing for battle. Children eventually come to see us as the ones who wield the power simply because we're older. When this happens, a tension starts to grow within our relationships with children, and it usually isn't until the point that they become seemingly unmanageable that we stop and ask ourselves, what happened? And what did we do wrong? This is why guidance, and positive guidance at that, is so crucial to our interactions with children. Through it, we are able to be within the moment when we become frustrated or impatient. It gives us the time to be aware not only of our feelings, but the feelings of the child as well. At its core, positive guidance is a shift in posture where power is not fought over, rather, it's shared. It enables both us and the child to have the power to facilitate a space to acknowledge our feelings, where we can have the opportunity to work through them. What once was experienced as a struggle for power becomes enriched by the power that we share. We are able to take an ordinary moment and experience it with extraordinary understanding and engagement. Positive guidance helps bring us closer to the child and vice versa, where we can engage with one another more pro-socially. This then helps us understand what we were really struggling with within that given moment. If we take on a posture of positively guiding, instead of hiding behind our power, shown through impatience and frustration, we can have the courage to welcome, support, and nurture children as they are themselves, to join us as we watch, think, and be.